Hello, this is a quick overview of our AI-powered structured data extraction tool. And that allows us to extract structured text from PDF documents, from images, and from text that you can also paste online. So this is an app that is built in Shiny, and it has 6 different input methods. The demo data is data that we uploaded just as an example. So this is data from NHTSA, which is the US National Highway Transportation Safety Administration, and it has information about vehicle recalls. So if I click on load the demo data, you can see that we have 2 observations, one from Ford, one from Honda, and they're talking about certain issues that were found in specific vehicles. By default, we specify 2 fields to extract. You can kind of specify more than that. So I can kind of say 3, for example. And when we do that, we have the manufacturer. This is the label. This is just for display purposes. The description is what we're really passing to the large language model or the vision language model that we're using. So this is saying we're interested in the name of the company recalling the vehicles. We have a defect summary, which is a summary of the main defect. And then if we can extract information about the models, that will be great as well. So now if I click extract, I'm actually taking these 2 observations, and I'm taking these 3 fields with their descriptions, passing that to the OpenAI API. Specifically, we're using the GPT-5 mini model from August the 7th of 2025. And when we do that, you can see that it extracted manufacturer, defect summary, and the models from both observations. And then you can kind of download this as a CSV. So this is kind of the first aspect of the demo. The second aspect is there could be text that you would want to paste, for example. So I'm just going to go to ASQ's certification guide. And what I'm going to do is I will essentially just copy the first 2 examples. Maybe you're doing Six Sigma. So let's say you want to do the Six Sigma black belt and the Six Sigma green belt. So let me just copy this first cell. And I'm going to paste it here. And as you read this temporary kind of text, it's going to tell you that, this is going to be considered 2 observations. So you just need to make sure that you don't have 2 line breaks between, or like 2 enters between the information. So this is kind of the first piece. And then I'm going to copy, let's say, the green belt certification as well. Again, the same thing. And I will essentially also copy the master black belt certification information. So I'm going to put this here. This has a lot of costs, never tried this. And then in terms of the number of fields we want to extract, I'm going to tell it 2. Actually, let's stick with 3. So I'm going to say field 1 is name of the certification. And then field 2, I'm going to say certification description. And then in field 3, I'm going to say, hey, I'm actually interested in the cost of the certification. And just kind of, as we did this, there is a lot of cost values. So we'll see how that's going to actually play out. So I expect to see a table that has 3 rows because I have 3 certifications. And you can see that it actually did a pretty good job in this. Here is our black belt, here is our green belt, here is our master black belt, and I was able to identify that there are multiple costs associated with the master black belt, and it put it in that 3rd field. If I didn't name this like cost, for example, then this would be cost. So this is the second example. We also have a text file that you can upload. So this could be a .txt, .csv that is a single column, or a markdown file. I'm not going to, for the purpose of this demo, I'm not going to show this, but you can try it out. We also have the option for a readable PDF. So the readable PDF that I want to show you, this is kind of an incomplete poster of ours that we're submitting to the Ohio Safety Congress. And I'm kind of showing you this intentionally because you can see it's 3 columns. It has images, which is going to ignore because we're using this only the text. And it's kind of hard from kind of if you're pulling information from its point of view. So, so I'm going to tell it, let's do this. So I'm going to go to my demo materials and I'm going to say, here is my incomplete poster. And it did tell me that it extracted 1 page. For any PDFs that we upload, we're limiting that to 5 pages because this is a free demo and we don't want to really be paying for more than that just to demonstrate the concept. It shows you some of the text preview. For this purpose, I'm going to tell it a couple of things. So I'm going to say authors. So I'm going to say, who are the authors of this poster? And then in the second field, we had a brief description of kind of a VR technology. So I'm going to say VR, and I'm going to say describe how virtual reality is used in the site project. And I'm going to tell it, hey, I want to extract this data. So again, the same process. We pass this data to the API, and we should get a table. In this case, it's going to be a single row. So you can see here are the authors. It has the name of the PIs. And then we had the site project team. So we're not really very descriptive of the rest of the team. And it also pulled Miami University as an author, which is not wrong based on how it looks. And then it's talking about how the VR was used. So this information is correct. So this is correct. So the last example that I want to talk about is the images. So this is where you can use a a vision language model, a VLM, which, the kind of state-of-the-art GPT 5 or 5.2, and the Claude type models, these are multimodal. They can take text, they can also take images. So we can do a scanned PDF where we would essentially take an image of each page and then pass it to the language model or the vision model, the multimodal model that we have, and it can process it. I don't have a scanned PDF, but I do have an image. So here is an image that talks about, so you can see it's a PNG image. It has some information that relates to our project. So in Ohio, we're sponsored by the Bureau of Worker Comp in the project that I'm currently working on. And this is a percentage of total claims, which is the amount of lost time. So this is 8 days or more where a worker is going to lose time from work. And then MO is medical only, and that's either less than 8 days or just medical only treatment that the worker got. And this happens for objects, contact with objects and equipment, so struck by an object, caught by an object, similar type things in manufacturing. So I'm going to upload that image. And I'm going to tell it, hey, I'm interested in 2 fields. Field 1 is lost time. So what is the percentage of lost time injuries or claims, I guess? Claims due to struck by object. And then the second one is actually tricky. I'm going to copy this, but I'm going to say, what is the percentage of medical only claims due to struck by an object? And I'm going to ask it to extract this data. So if this works correctly, we expect that the LT claims are going to be 34.85. And then the medical only is going to actually be the difference between the 57 and the 34. So ballpark 23%. So let's see what happens. So 34.85, 22.26, and that is the correct percentage. And you can see that that got extracted from image. So in a nutshell, here's kind of the overview of our structured text extraction from either images or from unstructured text. And we hope that this demo would allow you to leverage our app, but also understand the code and the methods we present in our app.